tutorial I will be showing you how to make this really basic but beautiful lace crochet stitch. So this is one that I'm doing for myself to turn into an infinity scarf, and this particular part of the tutorial would just be how to work up the stitches. I will then do a follow-on tutorial next week to show how to finish off your scarf and how to join the ends together and things like that. So this particular tutorial will just show you how to do this beautiful basic lace stitch itself. But let's just crack on with this beautiful basic lace crochet stitch. So for this particular tutorial, I'm going to be using this absolutely amazing rainbow yarn from an amazing hand dyer, and the name is Siobhan's Crafts, and I bought this actually in person, but she does have an Etsy store which I will obviously link down below. It's, as I said, a hand dyed yarn. It is a DK yarn, and this colourway is called Double Rainbow, and it's 80% merino, 15% nylon and 5% sparkle. So I don't know whether the camera will pick it up amazingly well, but it is a shimmery sparkly yarn, and it's just amazing and so soft and so squishy. And I'm going to be using this yarn and this stitch to make the most beautiful bright winter cowl. So you might not necessarily think of these colours for winter, but there's nothing wrong with being rainbowy in winter. So obviously you can use any yarn and any size hook that you like. So you need to start with a slip knot, and as always, if you're not sure how to do that, then do nip and check out my absolute beginner series. So for this particular stitch you need to work a foundation chain in multiples of 4, so any width that you want your project to be, as long as it is a multiple of 4. So obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're just going to chain until you get your desired width. So I've just done a starting chain of 32 because I don't want this to be a really wide scarf. I want it to be quite thin, but one that I can wrap around 2 or 3 times to make it really chunky and cozy. So once you've got your desired width, you need to add on an additional 2 chains. So there's my additional 2 chains. We are then going to work a double crochet into the second chain from the hook. So obviously I'm working UK terms here, so single if you're in the US. So 1, and this is my second chain just here. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over and pull up. You'll have 2 loops, yarn over and pull through both. You're then going to do a chain of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to skip 3 chains along your foundation row. So 1, 2, 3, and into that 4th chain along you're going to do a double crochet. Chain 5, skip 3, double into the 4th, chain 5, skip 3 and double into the 4th. So you're going to repeat that all the way along the width of your project, chaining 5, skipping 3 and then a double crochet. And if all has worked well, you should end up by doing a final double crochet into your final stitch. So I will meet you there in just a second. So I'm coming to the end now, and I have got 4 chains left, which is what we want because we're going to skip 3 as normal, and then our final double crochet will go into that very end stitch. And at the end of row 1, this is how you should be looking. So basically just lots of little loops. So to work row 2 you want to chain 5, 3, 4, 5 and turn. I apologise for the sound of the wind, but it is super windy out there today. So we've chained 5 and turned, and We are now going to work straight into this very first chain 5 space, and we're going to do a double crochet straight into that space. Chain 5, move to your next chain 5 space and double crochet. Chain 5, move to your next chain 5 space and double crochet. And if you haven't guessed it already, you're going to work that all the way across, and I will meet you when you get onto your final chain 5 space at this end, because that one is different. So I'm coming up onto my last chain 5 space just here. As you can see, I've done my chain 5 coming out from the previous one, and I'm going to do my double crochet in that final chain 5. I'm then going to do a chain 2, and then you want to put a treble into that very end stitch just here, so it will be the final double that you did on the previous row. You should have a nice V there that you can work into, and you're going to do a treble. So yarn over, insert into that final stitch from the previous row, which was a double. Obviously yarn over and pull up. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So that now is the end of row 2, and you should have something that looks like this. And it's a 2-row repeat, so row 2 would be the first row of your repeat, and then row 3 now is the second row. So you're going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to put a double crochet straight into the very base of where we've just come up from. So into the very base of that stitch you're going to put a double crochet. So make sure you get the V at the top here and do your double crochet. Chain 5, and then into your next chain 5 space here you'll work your double crochet. And so now you'll continue your chain 5 double and then double crochet all the way along again. And on your final chain 5 space I will meet you to firm up those very last stitches. So I'm again at the other end now. I've done my final double crochet into that chain 5 space. We've then got my chain 5 that I've just done, and then your funny little loopy bit from the end of the last row, which was where we did our chain 5 at the beginning of that row. So into that chain 5 space here, that looks a little bit different to all the others, you're going to just put 1 double crochet straight into that stitch. So you're not looking for any particular stitch, you're just going into that chain space. And that is now the end of row 3. So you're going to repeat rows 2 and 3 over and over again, so rewind if you need to, and I will meet you in just a second to show you how it's looking once I've worked up a few more rows. So as you can see, I've worked up quite a few more rows now, and this is how we're looking. So this is it just obviously as it's worked up, whereas if you wanted to you can block it, which would pull it further apart to almost make diamond shape. This is technically a diamond lace pattern, so but that is how it looks without being blocked or anything. So it is still nice and defined, but you could block it to make it obviously even more defined if you wanted to. I will make another video once I've worked further on with this to show you how to turn it into a circular scarf, to make it into an infinity scarf, and then you can use this video and that video put together to make yourself a beautiful diamond lace scarf just like I'm making for myself here. But I really hope that you've enjoyed the tutorial. It's a nice simple one, and I will see you again very soon for another Blossom Crochet tutorial. But thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you soon. Bye!